Hello, auto aficionados, and welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit. Today, we're revving into the hotly debated Keystone XL pipeline. Once thought to be dead on arrival, now back in the spotlight thanks to a rumored brilliant offer from U.S. President Donald Trump. Could this move spark a fresh wave of oil imports from Canada and address America's quest for greater energy security? We'll crank up the torque on this issue, shifting through the political gears, trade pitfalls, and powertrain intricacies driving the conversation. Buckle up as we accelerate through the twists and turns behind this high-stakes project. Let's dive in. The tumultuous early days of the Keystone XL pipeline. Originally proposed in 2008, Keystone XL was envisioned as an ambitious add-on to the existing Keystone pipeline system, designed to pump Canadian tar sands oil from Alberta straight down to refineries along the U.S. Gulf Coast. Proponents claimed it would boost North American energy security, generate thousands of jobs, and rev up economic gains like a well-tuned engine. Critics, however, pointed to the notorious properties of tar sands oil: thicker, harder to transport, and environmentally riskier. Over the years, the project took a roller coaster ride. Under President Obama, Keystone XL stalled due to environmental concerns, especially the potential for contamination if a spill occurred near vital water sources like the Ogallala Aquifer. It then lurched forward during Donald Trump's tenure, as he championed infrastructure projects and sought closer energy ties with Canada. But with the next shift in the White House, President Biden pumped the brakes again, citing climate change priorities and ecological risks. All the while, supporters maintained that advanced technology and vigilant oversight could mitigate hazards, while critics insisted tar sands oil had no place in a future trending toward renewables. The ups and downs of Keystone XL's earliest years set the stage for controversies still unfolding today. Tariffs, trade tensions, and the Canada-U.S. energy puzzle. From day one, Keystone XL was tangled in a web of tariffs and trade disputes, turning the Canada-U.S. energy relationship into a delicate balancing act. On one hand, Donald Trump's administration championed massive infrastructure initiatives, hoping projects like Keystone XL could bolster domestic refineries. On the other hand, Trump's focus on American energy independence sparked protective tariffs, even on Canadian imports, sending mixed signals north of the border. Canadian producers worried that hefty taxes would undercut the pipeline's viability, wondering if the fuel crossing into the United States would be worth less due to trade barriers. Meanwhile, U.S. policymakers faced a contradiction. They wanted the benefits of additional oil supply, but were cautious about relying too heavily on foreign crude. At the same time, breakthroughs in shale extraction granted the United States a measure of independence, muddying the question of whether Keystone XL was truly essential. These overlapping issues created a diplomatic waltz, where Washington and Ottawa often stepped on each other's toes, hammering out deals only to watch them stall in political gridlock. Tariffs, renegotiations, and shifting market trends kept Keystone XL's status in a constant state of flux, leaving everyone guessing about its long-term prospects. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. This helps us reach more auto enthusiasts just like you. Now, let's shift gears and steer towards our next point: environmental and Indigenous concerns, a growing movement. For environmental advocates and Indigenous communities, Keystone XL represented a clash between economic opportunity and ecological responsibility. Tar sands oil, known for its heavier carbon footprint and corrosive makeup, raised fears of leaks that could pollute soil and water. Past spills in the Keystone system fueled skepticism that any expansion could be truly safe. Many Indigenous tribes argued the pipeline would cross sacred lands and threaten ancestral resources. They pointed to treaty rights that guaranteed the protection of natural habitats, highlighting a long history of overlooked voices in large-scale resource projects. Protests sprung up across North America, uniting diverse groups under a common rallying cry for climate justice and respect for Indigenous sovereignty. Environmental organizations also spotlighted the pipeline's carbon intensity, contending it would worsen greenhouse gas emissions and hinder the global shift toward cleaner energy. They challenged the idea that Keystone XL guaranteed secure American oil, asserting much of it could be exported internationally. For opponents, the pipeline was a glaring symbol of reliance on fossil fuels at a time when many nations were working to decarbonize. Indeed, the continued pushback and legal battles signaled that Keystone XL's challenges stemmed not just from politics, but from a society rethinking its energy future. Political flip-flops and corporate drawbacks. One clear lesson from Keystone XL's winding road is how political shifts can transform an infrastructure project overnight. Under President Obama, the pipeline was blocked in 2015, with environmental concerns taking center stage. When President Trump stepped in, he signed executive orders to bring Keystone XL back to life, rekindling supporters' hopes. However, lawsuits from environmental organizations and pushback from state governments quickly clogged progress. The biggest jolt came when President Biden, on his first day in office, yanked the pipeline's cross-border permit, sending TC Energy, Keystone XL's developer, into retreat. After investing billions in planning and partial construction, the company pulled the plug completely. Despite Trump's ongoing calls to resurrect the project, many corporations are now wary of further entanglement, given the roller coaster of policy reversals. At the end of the day, Keystone XL's political saga shows how government decisions, public sentiment, and legal battles can derail even massive ventures. It's a vivid reminder that in the realm of large-scale energy projects, shifting agendas and reputational risks can prove just as formidable as engineering hurdles. North America's energy future and Keystone XL's potential comeback. Talk of reviving Keystone XL has resurfaced, but does the current energy climate justify a second or third chance? U.S. shale production still revs along at a steady pace, reducing immediate reliance on Canadian imports. Nevertheless, global demand can be volatile, prompting supporters to argue that having a dedicated line to Canada's tar sands might insulate North America from oil price spikes and geopolitical turbulence. These advocates also insist pipeline safety has improved alongside tighter Canadian regulations on tar sands extraction. In Alberta, some see a revived Keystone XL as a strategic boost for local economies, fostering deeper energy partnerships across the border. Yet, formidable roadblocks remain. Environmental and Indigenous groups, emboldened by growing public support, remain vocal opponents, highlighting carbon emissions, potential pipeline spills, and violations of tribal sovereignty. On top of that, corporate skepticism runs high after years of political whiplash and canceled permits. Executives worry about unpredictable policy swings and public backlash that could make Keystone XL an expensive misfire. Whether the project can rise from the ashes may depend on leadership changes, fresh investment, and broader energy trends, proving that Keystone XL's fate is still anything but certain. Conclusion: navigating the road forward. Keystone XL's turbulent path shows how energy policy can spark fierce debates, blending environmental concerns, economic goals, and political maneuvering into one complex puzzle. Today, many wonder if North America will lean into fossil fuels for ongoing reliability or accelerate the shift towards sustainable alternatives. The pipeline's ups and downs highlight how quickly a project can stall under the weight of protests, court battles, and shifting priorities. Where do you stand on Keystone XL's possible comeback and the future of energy in general? Let us know your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you want to keep track of the latest vehicle updates and all things automotive, be sure to subscribe to catch our upcoming videos. We'd love to have you along for the ride as we steer through these evolving topics. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more updates right here on Piston Pundit.